tea time at a Prosecco bar. Let's see how that goes. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and the Yummy of Afternoon Tea, Hamilton, Ontario edition. I met two other afternoon tea connoisseur friends at Secco on James Street in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada for a Saturday high tea. More about that title in a minute. This is a teeny tiny space which has only 5 or 6 tables and a small bar. They seem to specialize in elevated small plates based on their online menu. We were excited to try this tea experience because it sounded so different, so we went in with an open mind. Let's begin with the good. Our favorite part here, without question, were the savory bites. The savories included a honey gochujang chicken bao, pork lumpia, truffle honey toast, and classic smoked salmon sandwich. Secco was really good at swapping out seafood and meat for 2 of the 3 of us. The substitutions were very thoughtful. I chose to have ham and brie instead of salmon, and our pescatarian also had thoughtful changes. Overall, these bites were very tasty and very different, and very much not tea time classics. We enjoyed the change and all rated our savory bites as 10 out of 10. Simply yummy. That being said, they were super messy, not easy to eat by hand, and very far from afternoon tea finger sandwiches and small bites. Some people may not enjoy a departure this far from what we tea connoisseurs are used to at afternoon tea, but this was the closest thing I've seen to actual high tea, which is a term that historically refers to a dinner-time meal with heavier dishes and meat. I'd say these were certainly substantial bites and meaty. While not dainty or posh tea bites, we really enjoyed them all. The second good aspect was the price. This was $40 per person, which is on the low end of afternoon tea in this part of Ontario. I would imagine if this becomes more popular, especially based on how tiny this space is, the price will increase if demand increases. So get it while it's hot. Oh my, I'm editing this video 2 weeks after going, and the price is already $5 more. Mid-May 2026, current price on their website is $45 per person. This price is still in line with afternoon tea offerings in Ontario, though. In terms of tea at this Prosecco bar, since this was advertised as a tea experience, we found this a unique method of serving tea. Each guest is provided a tea bobber. Is that its name? With the tea leaves inside, and there is 1 teapot with hot water on the table to pour into your teacup to steep within the cup itself. This is good because you can control the strength by removing the bobber from the teacup once it hits your desired strength. We've never seen this method used before, and it seemed to work okay. After about 2 or 3 cups of tea, you'd need new tea leaves though. None were offered to us, and we did not ask for fresh tea leaves. There were 10 tea options, 4 black teas, 2 green teas, and 4 interesting-sounding herbal teas. To no one's surprise, I chose the Earl Grey, as did 1 tea friend, and my 3rd tea friend chose the black creme caramel tea. The first 2 cups of tea were good, and then 2 weak after that. The bad? Unfortunately, I have to classify the scones and sweets here as bad. As with most reviews, bad is a pretty harsh term. As they weren't bad, we were still able to eat them, but they were disappointing. Each guest was served 1 savory scone and 1 regular scone. There was 1 herb butter, 1 whipped cream, and 1 tiny portion of jam served for all 3 of us and our 6 scones. I did quickly ask for more herb butter, so we ended up with 3 of those total. As you've likely heard me say before, if you've seen other reviews, I consider the scone experience to be a vital importance at tea time. It is what differentiates afternoon tea from other types of dining, and it matters to me. So, the scones here on this day were incredibly dry. The savory scone seemed to be a sun-dried tomato scone, maybe? It was better than the plain scone, but only because we had enough herb butter to compensate for its dry texture. The whipped cream was very airy and very far from a luscious proper clotted cream. This serving of jam and whipped cream was inappropriate for 3 plain scones. Overall, the scone tier was a big disappointment for me. The sweets were also disappointing. We each received a macaron and a cookie, 2 items, both types of cookies. My macaron was Earl Grey and tasted fine. Yes, I was forced to eat it because there were so few sweet options. The cookie seemed like a snickerdoodle cinnamon type flavor, but it wasn't great. While the macarons were decent, and serving only 2 sweets is reflected in the price point, I'd rather pay a bit more and have 2 more sweets that are tasty and delicious. The ugly, nothing here was ugly. The table setting was appropriate. This is a tiny, intimate venue. The service here was good. And finally, the yummy. Secco clearly places its attention and focus on the savory bites. They all tasted good, especially the chicken bao. If you go to Secco, I would suggest instead of having afternoon tea/high tea, skip the scones and sweets and just order the full order of chicken or mushroom bao for $15 or $17, and another item like the crispy Brussels sprouts for $15, and a pot of tea or cocktail. And boom, you're at the same $40 or $45 price point and won't be disappointed by their scone situation and lackluster sweets. Because a tea time experience, whether called afternoon tea or high tea, is about more than yummy savory bites, the scones must be good and the sweets here need more consideration. I am rating this afternoon tea as 3 out of 5 stars, which is being generous. Definitely go here for savory bites though. Over to you. Do you care about yummy scones with proper accompaniments at afternoon tea, or would you be willing to overlook everything else for delicious savory bites? Share your impressions in the comments below and be sure you're following and subscribed in all the places as we travel around trying different afternoon tea venues. Sip sip hooray, tea friends!